So this video is about the three controversies of capitalism, communism, and fascism. Okay. Some of you may know that during World War II, this was like a big thing because during World War II and the Cold War, because communism was a new idea, people were scared of it and didn't want to lose control of their countries. Now, fascism is basically the country comes first. People serve the country at all costs, meaning that they usually serve their leader, dictator, Führer, whichever kind of rule you want to use. Even though the Führer was mostly just Germany, but since they were one of the major fascist countries, it's seen as a dictatorship. So, yeah, country comes first is fascism. Communism is everyone is equal, and honestly, I kind of prefer the economic systems of communism more than capitalism, which is what we have in the United States. Communism, everyone is equal. There is no hierarchy. There's economically, there's no hierarchy. There's no one. No one's on top of another person. Everyone gets the same salaries for whatever job they're doing, but the problem with communism is that every country that takes up communism has been in poverty almost since their founding. Russia has literally been in poverty since it was founded. The only cities in all of Russia that have actually been prosperous and financially secure is Moscow, Riev, and St. Petersburg, or back then I guess it was called Stalingrad. There's no financial capability. In China, agriculturally has always been poor, meaning they have to either conquer or pay other countries to get food, which makes them always poor. So communism is looked down upon because all the people are poor. Capitalism, which personally is my most hated economic system, because everyone thinks for some reason that everyone has a chance to be on top. But the thing is, capitalism restricts any chance of anyone being on top. Because someone's on top, they only get there by stomping on people below them. And once they're on top, what do? They continue stomping on people that are below them. There is no, it like makes a hierarchy of finances and economics that like once if you're at the bottom, you're at the bottom for like decades before you get promoted. Especially right now in America's economic crisis, which is steadily spreading throughout the world if it has not already affected other Western powers. It it's not going. Capitalism cannot survive with the way it currently is. Capitalism needs to evolve, like every other like idea. Like anarchists believe that eventually they're like anarchists. By the way, is no government at all, and eventually anarchists are just like, oh well, no government, but eventually the policies will evolve to the point to where everyone has a small community in the village that they kind of just thrive off each other, which is what a community in Sweden is pretty much doing. Mosquito. Yeah. I forget what the community was called, but they're pretty much doing that and they're thriving. They're one of the most thriving communities in the world, and they're pretty much just working all by themselves. No wars, no nothing so far. And, yeah, capitalism sucks. Anarchy, despite its history, is a little better than capitalism because everyone's not like fighting and dying to get up there. Like constantly, I'm gonna be talking about capitalism because capitalism is my current government economic system, and I hate it. There's like, I honestly, because we're such a rich and prosperous country, since our founding, we have been rich and prosperous. Communism would work best in the United States, or in Canada, or actually even in Mexico it would work well, especially after World War II, because they stayed out of that war, and World War I they stayed out of, and they got so many Jews and so much art coming their way because everyone else didn't really like the Jews. The Mexicans were like, oh yeah, Jews, they're cool. Also, they got them really rich after those wars. So communism throughout North America would be positive because everyone would be equal, which means everyone would not be poor. Everyone would be like middle class, which is like there's like no middle class in the United States anymore. It's horrible and it sucks. Something needs to change, honestly. And like I said, other countries have government systems that don't really benefit them. Like Russia should have capitalism, like a more refined capitalism because everyone's poor. They're not like building up on trying to get up there. And I think I'm running this video way longer than it needs to be. I just want to clarify communism, capitalism. Huge different concepts, but one is better than the other depending on the circumstances. Like, yeah. I'm gonna cut it off here because I'm starting to go on over other ideas.